Guys, once again, we find ourselves at a very crucial point for Bitcoin. Guys, this is a video you will not want to miss if you're holding cryptocurrency. So we're talking about the midterm, we're talking about the short term, and then we are zooming out and we are talking about the very long term. So is this cycle over? Well, if we zoom out, we can see something really interesting, and this is stuff you just need to follow up on every now and then to give you a longer term perspective so you don't get caught up in these swings to the left and to the right, down and up. All right, guys, welcome back, everybody. My name is Cristiano, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. And with that said, guys, let's go straight to the this chart, which we have been following up on recently. And if you remember yesterday, I did tell you that I did not want to see a candle closing below the blue line and then a wick above it. And that is exactly what we are seeing right now, not only on the candle yesterday, but also in this candle today. Now, this is not closed. We can still see a rally inside of this, above this blue line. But for now, guys, we are seeing what I did not want to see. This is a bearish sign for Bitcoin to break down from the blue line, retesting it, failing to break above it again. So this indicates that, yes, it's more likely that we are going to see more downside than it is for us to break above this blue line, break above this orange line right here, and also break above the red line, which we need to do as all of these are sloping down and are going to prove to be resistance should we have a pump in Bitcoin. So I'm just telling you how it is, guys. I am not a Bitcoin bear, but short term, this is what we need to pay attention to, because we've been watching so many patterns recently. We've been watching many patterns on the shorter time frames, and we have seen all of them break down. All of the short-term patterns, we've seen them break down. What we do have left are the long-term patterns. So when we talk about Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, or in this case, the daily time frame, it is still holding up pretty well. But that is like the last thing for us to hold up Bitcoin here in the short term. So let me go to the this chart with the orange boxes. And I just want to tell you that if we do see a major breakdown for Bitcoin, well, then $42,000 is the red line, the orange box. This is a level I think is going to be very strong support. Should we go down here, just keep that on the back of your mind that this is most likely going to be very strong support. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball, but yeah, you know my style of trading, and the last time we went down below here, you can see that this was indeed very strong support. So let's continue. On the 4-hourly time frame, we have this kind of pattern forming. So we have this downward sloping channel. So you have the resistance at $48,000. You have a support sloping down here at 45. So again, this is a short-term pattern that has been formed. And if we break above it, well, then we still have, as you know, these levels here sloping down. But if we break down below, well, then you have the major. Then I'm going to eye the $42,000 level, guys. That is the level I am going to accumulate more Bitcoin and get into some trades at. So let's zoom out and let's talk about the longer time frames. So on the weekly time frame, we still have this triangle or rising wedge. So the support level is right now at about $44,000 approximately. So that is the first kind of resistance once we, apart from this red line, which I'm going to talk about soon, this is the next level of support. So you have the $44,000 level, and then you have the $42,000 level below that, of course, this red line right here. But right now, we need to talk about this. So this is actually on the weekly time frame, and this is something I have been telling you about for many weeks already, that this needs to hold. And so far, so good. It is holding right here. But if we zoom in, you can see the kind of fragile state we're in right now, because what you can see is that we are on the daily time frame right on the actual red line here. And you can see that we are making lower highs here. So we're forming a little bit of a triangle here, actually on the daily time frame. This does not make me necessarily ultra bearish Bitcoin. It just means that, yeah, we could go down before things start to go up again. And there's just an exuberant amount of selling pressure coming from the whales right now, that the amount of buyers have not been able to hold up the Bitcoin price. And we've seen the data that whales are transferring a lot of Bitcoin to exchanges, and that made me cautious several weeks ago. And of course, that kind of invalidated my thesis that we were going to see big pumps after the 25th of November as we enter into the holiday season, as the Bitcoin price has been taking massive amounts of dumps here. Well, that sentiment I was hoping for after the 24th here of November. The traditional markets going down, taking a huge hit, dragging down Bitcoin with it. And of course, the whales transferring massive amounts of Bitcoin to exchanges, selling as they were also probably expecting major sentiments to the bullish side after the 25th of November. So yeah, we just need to move on now, and $42,000, if we get there, I am going to be buying Bitcoin, and then we will take it from there. But yeah, look at this level, guys. This is a very important level to pay attention to. It's right now at 46,900 approximately. But if we break down from this level, then we are breaking down on the longer time frames, which is not a good thing to do. So I touched on the traditional markets. They are opening up later today, actually. So you can see that we are below the orange line at 4,644. So what we want to see when the traditional markets opens up, well, we want to see a rally obviously above this level. If we do not see that, if we continue to hammer this resistance and go down here, well, that is also of course going to affect crypto and affect the altcoin markets overall. And yeah, that's not good for the crypto markets as a whole. Zooming out, of course, we still have the macros. We still have the kind of macro top indicators telling us that we haven't seen the top yet. So does this mean that it's impossible that we have seen the top? Of course not, because every model is going to break eventually. But it just means that if you believe we have seen the top right now, understand that then you are seeing that for the first time ever, basically. So of course we still have this one right here on the RSI. On the 2-week RSI, this has always pinpointed at the very top. This trend line right here, you can see top here, top here, top there. Top in the RSI, we hit this trend line. That was the top in 2017. We hit the top right here in April of 2021. But then we went up in the price, made a new all-time high. And according to this, the top should be when we, hit this trend line right here on the RSI. That is what's been happening previously. Well, if you don't believe that that is going to happen right now, then you are seeing something for the first time in history, basically, for Bitcoin. And that is having a top without us hitting the RSI. So this is still telling us that we have some price action left to the upside before we hit the top. Also, another thing telling us that we have that is the CMF. So the CMF right here, you can see that also we hit the macro top on this trend line right here. We had that in 2013. We hit it here. We had that in 2017. We hit it right here. But now we have some ways left until we hit the top in the CMF here. So yeah, we need the price to go up in order for us to hit this. If you don't believe that, or rather, if you believe we have seen the top in Bitcoin right now, well, then you believe that this model is not going to be accurate either. And that we have seen the top without us hitting the blue line up here, which we have seen in previous cycles. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.